Well, Drewy, I'm going to be curious to see if Delhi can have the same success with that move against taller defender and Anthony Drimmick.
There's Magnate down the lane, and Tasmania. Listen to the noise from the JackJumpers fans. Their win over Illawarra. His first look no good. Crawford guarded by Travers. Underneath for Magnate.
Well, Drewy, they're 4 for 4 in terms of quality possession.
The Hungry Jacks, NBL.
It's only resulted in 4 points, but right now Tasmania looks sharp on the offensive end.
Here's the Wala Chul at the other end. You know, the big men.
Magnate to dish it off to.
Tilly downhill, finds the Wala Chul. 4 for Magnate, 4 for the Wala Chul. Quarter time, game 1 of the championship series. 2 points separates Melbourne and Tasmania.
Then he was able to get his confidence up and hit a couple of big threes as well.
Anthony Drimmick trying to get busy on Chris Golding. That'll be big for his confidence.
It is, and he's not a high-volume shooter.
That man is.
Played this year, he's averaging 12 field goal attempts. 9 of them come from the three-point line.
Magnate all alone again.
The dump-off pass, regular rotation.
And Magnate also subbed out of the game early. Marcus Lee, who this time last season was with Melbourne United, now with the JackJumpers in. Travers from long range.
Well, he gets a lot of great looks from the three. Obviously, teams kind of pick their poison with United offensively. Great execution there. McVeigh dumps it off to Lee.
Well inside the paint. Drimmick and Golding go at it off the ball. Doyle left it short. Second time around. Stepped his way through traffic and scores. JackJumpers, if there was any nerves being away from home, they've certainly settled. Put Porty off the window. Clark downhill. There's Bowen who gave up the 3. Optimum look for Dellavedova. Bottom of the net. Majuk Deng into the lineup. At one stage, with a serious ankle injury, it didn't look as though Majuk Deng was going to get back at all, but was vital in the semi-final series. Good luck stopping that.
Some bald-headed guy.
It wasn't me, so it must be you. Steindl off the rebound. Nice finish from the captain. These teams continue to trade buckets in the opening quarter. Still no Will Magnate for Tasmania now. Fabian Krislovic just checking in to play some big man minutes. And Wala Chul takes it straight at him.
You might talk about the defense being a little down D, or Derek, but this is really, really good offense.
This pass from McDonald, pick and pop. Krislovic, big knockdown.
Just keeping an eye on Chris Golding, who went from shooting those free throws straight to the bench and behind the scenes, and it looks like he's got an issue with his right hip, right glute. Just doing a bit of work there.
Here's Clark with the long rebound. A 2-point lead to Melbourne. A minute to play in the opening term. Travers downhill, blocked.
Wow, that's 14 points derived off of 3-point shooting. That's too much.
Doyle from outside. Great start to the quarter for Tasmania. Nellie Meadows in front of the Melbourne bench.
It's a collaborative approach with Bickerman really allowing his leaders to do the talking, which he's done all postseason. Shea Ely, Delhi, Joe Wala Chul, all talking, loving the work on the boards, including the box out. They lead the rebound count 12-9.
Majuk Deng off the dribble, takes it at Kyle Bowen. Playing some handy minutes for them again.
Early in this as well with their smaller lineup that they go with, and right here Crawford's the one they need to get going, and that will really do his confidence the world of good. He 16 throughout the course of the season and had a few good looks already in this one, so he'd be relieved to see that one go down.
2 really down games against Perth. Great rebound by Tanner Krebs. JackJumpers by 1. Goldie couldn't get his 3-ball away. Patience finds Hook Porty underneath. Melbourne back in front. Took it upon himself to give Melbourne the early buffer. He was big in game 3. Golding from the corner.
That's incredible.
That is outrageous how often they shoot it. They play it with pace from north to south as good as anyone, as Matty Dellavedova. We have a look at the Harvey Norman of Matthew Dellavedova. Step back, 3-ball. 2 of 2 now.
And a steal by Wala Chul. Look out!
They're the mistakes you can't afford to make. And here's Milton Doyle just not reading the defense, only seeing the offense. And Luala Chul Jr.
A couple of errors clicked into the game. They had 0 turnovers in the first quarter. They're up to 3 here in the second. Let's get to Neroli.
In Melbourne United, JLA put down a massive dunk, back-to-back huge dunk.
As they play more, Andrew, they're finding their defensive rhythm.
He said when he returned to the NBL, he was coming back to win a championship. He's made a good start to the series. Here's Travis.
Crawford hasn't had a good one.
Any type of rhythm offensively, as we saw Travers get that deflection and go.
Haven't been a feature of Tasmania all season long. Have been a big problem for them in this second quarter. Tough three for Drimmick. Important three for Anthony Drimmick. Timeout, Melbourne. Anthony Drimmick with the three, and Clark stepping back. Big time.
So smooth with it, Drewy.
And they look really good at it against Illawarra. It's just how you stop it. It's the other thing when you've got so much talent out there, and making a few baskets would help, and trying to stop Chris Golding when he's in this frame of mind.
Bay at the top of the key. Back to Crawford. Shot clock now at 10. Drimmick with a floater. That's tough from Anthony Drimmick, who has 9 of his own.
We see that. That's good D. Good contest. Offense beating some pretty decent D.
It's 16 when the two teams played in round 16 in Tasmania. But that is an enormous problem for the JackJumpers. Deadly.
Donald out there. We saw the work that he was doing on Bryce Cotton. He can chase and get over screens and contest.
Anthony Drimmick with a contested treble of his own.
Chris Golding is unbelievable. He's played in 13 grand final games. He's had multiple threes in 12 of them. And that makes 5 today, takes his tally for the year to 124 threes. It's the most he's ever hit in a single season in his 17 years. And it's now 62 consecutive games. The last time he missed was actually against Tassie 2 seasons ago.
By any means necessary at the moment, Tasmania, but this end of the floor, just can't stop Melbourne.
Dissecting Tasmania.
Magnay off the floor with 4 fouls. Scott Roth continuing with Fabian Krislovic. Crawford on the move. Second field goal of the hour. Melbourne 58% from that spot. They are 69% across the season. It has been a problem. McVeigh blocked. Luke Travers got a healthy piece of it.
Uh-oh.
That arm is just hanging in the air right now. Travers misses out from underneath. Offensive rebound and puts it back in.
He's quietly had a really good game, McVeigh.
7 points now for Luke Travers. Doyle off the front. O-board for Lee. Here's Doyle who relocates. Had to go and does.
Hurting the JackJumpers. Got 9. Melbourne United.
Shea Ely fouled. As he falls to the floor, he scores.
On the defensive end, Andrew, as Ely gets deep.
Well, that's not a foul. He just tripped. He stumbled. The JackJumpers hard showing on most, and they do as good a job as any with their rotations on the weak side to help on the divers.
This take from Sean McDonald makes it a 7-point game. The score was 43-36. Not that time for Golding. Second look for Melbourne off the Bowen offensive rebound. Dellavedova with his feet set.
Looked a little awkward, but just the timing of it all. And they're one of the easier ones you get. It's so
which leads to a kick out to Delhi, and he punishes them.
9 points for Delhi.
Oh.
McVeigh is fouled.
crafty. It looked like
In Tasmania, it was the JackJumpers who outscored Melbourne 25-17 in the fourth quarter. Now they're going to need a similar run to that to win game 1. McDonald left that short. Plenty of time for Clark. Got it! John Caterina explodes! 76-63. Fourth quarter of game 1 coming up next.
I was shocked because Dean Bickerman is not a talker. So, I mean, he took a page out of my book.
Gosh, we miss you. You've got your daughter, Gabby, over here as well.
Oh.
Very, very fine line.
I think it starts with the defense, though. Being able to score and certainly getting Jordan Crawford going, because when you're playing catch-up, you'll be able to put the ball in the hole, but getting stops is critical. That's too easy. They extend the defense.
Catch. I know Jack McVay's trying to stay within the system, but he's got to get eyes up on the bucket, Drew, on that catch.
8 points for Jack McVay, 7 for Crawford. And it's hurting him at that end. At this end, Oriel Hukporti with authority.
And you see the Harvey Norman replay. It's easier when you've got the big fella that can get upstairs.
JackJumpers have had no answer since quarter time. Krislovic from outside. Kyle Bowen drags in his 7th rebound. He's plus 12 in his time on the floor this afternoon. The Western Australian playing in his first championship series. Here's Golding. You know what happens next. 65 at John Cain Arena. That 3. 9-2 start to the quarter for Melbourne. They're all over Tasmania. That's nice from Jack McVay. They need more of it. Bowen for 3.
Should have passed it. Had Ian Clark with the next pass.
Dellavedova forces his way in. Grabs his own rebound and scores.
As Tasmania extend the pressure.
20-point deficit. Travis steps through and lays it up. Melbourne have 90.
We've still got 6.5 minutes to go. And more importantly, they're shooting at 51% from the field. McVay finally sees some daylight.
Crowd of nearly 10,000 at John Cain Arena. Wallachul diverse to Clark. Knocks it down.
Well, the three-point line, you mentioned it early on. And there's Sean McDonald getting to the cup. They are 13 of 25. Not necessarily good looks for everyone else, but your point is valid, is you've got to do something extraordinary to keep him off the three-point line. Ooh, that's all ball. Need to find a way to look at some transition baskets a little bit more. Now, they haven't had a lot of opportunities.
Great three-point shooter from the corner. Good defender. Feisty.
Oh, yeah. In the right way, though. I think he does it the right way. Down to 3 of 12 and made life real tough for Jordan Crawford.
Nice touch from Clint Stein. They took a 13-point lead into three-quarter time and extended on that even further.
Krislovic is down, back in play. That's why the ball's being held up. Melbourne United been very sporting.
They held it up for as long as they could. Eventually, an easy bucket for Wallachul. Tom Vodanovic into the game. Brad Newley in his final season here in the NBL. Also seeing some championship minutes. Drewy plays it up.
And it's an example of how in the playoffs they highly resilient.
Brad Newley drives and scores. Melbourne throw the first punch, and it's a big one. A statement victory in game 1 of the championship series. Winners this afternoon, 104-81.